I found these cute little drink cozies and I thought, let's add some custom vinyl with the ScanNCut and really customize this, make it really fun. So you can do a number of things. I'm gonna go in here and I'm gonna pick a font and I'm gonna type the word party and say okay and set, add, and then I'm gonna go back in and add the word time. The reason I'm doing it this way is then I have individual control over these words and their sizes and their placement and everything like that. So I can come in here and edit, object edit, and I'm gonna make this one smaller so that it's about, let's say 2 3/4. Whoops, there we go. And then party, we're gonna also size down so that it's about 3 1/2. Now, before we do any real fancy work here, when I get, actually, that's probably good. A little bigger, there we go. That makes them, actually, I'll make sure they're the same height. There we go. There we go. So, I'm gonna push this button right here and it's going to reverse them both. And we're gonna wanna do that, oh, excuse me. We're gonna wanna do that before we do anything further for a couple of reasons. Number one, so that we can center. And if you wanted, like I think it would be fun to add a little star. So let's go in here. You can add as much as you want. You can stop whenever you want. It's totally customizable. And you could do this in a lot of different items, a lot of different pieces, or you could do it all at once. It's totally up to you. And make this just a little smaller. There we go. Okay, so I am now going to, whoops, I pushed one screen too many. Go back. And if you're having trouble, so for example, my stylus is misplaced. So you can always use your hand, but you can also, if you're having trouble, click edit and then go like this. If you're having trouble with something moving, you can move it like so. So you don't actually have to move the item itself. If, well, see, that one actually went through. I'm gonna put it over here, like so. And just into here a little. And I've got my third one. So this is a really great tool for if you want it to be, oh, I don't know, if you want it to look a certain way, or if you're just trying to do things in a certain way and you want it to be all set up so that you just cut it once. And then we're gonna just go through and say, okay, all the way to cut. And as you can see, my half cut is on. If it's not, you press this button and can turn it on. Now you're wondering, why did I make it upside down? Okay, so this is how we wanna see it, right? Wrong. This is the back side. This is the side to iron on, which means if you did this, and this is a learning lesson and I still forget sometimes, oh, that's not gonna work. It's backwards. It's not gonna be any good. So if this happens to you, then that's why you want it to be that way. So when you're ready, go ahead and press start and then let the ScanNCut cut your material. Once you are done cutting, you're going to want to weed or remove any bits of vinyl that are not part of the pattern that you wish to transfer. So in other words, all these little bits in the middle of the letters, there's not very many of those, thankfully. And then of course, all the way around, like so. Now, I probably should have trimmed closer to reduce waste. That's just something I forgot to take into account. But once you're done, once you're ready, so this is ever so slightly too big. I miscalculated ever so slightly, but it's okay, and I'll tell you why. All I have to do here, and if this ever happens to you, all I have to do here is I'm going to come in with a pair of scissors and just trim the letter Y. Now, normally I put a piece of fabric over the top, but because this is going to be a very quick and sensitive transfer, I'm actually just pressing my iron on there directly because I want to be able to see as it transfers. I don't want to hold this down for even 1 second too long. And it's already transferring off, although, okay, so the letter T and the letter P weren't quite transferred, so I'm going to press those one more time. And don't worry about these black smudges. It's from my iron. It's not anything to worry about. And then we'll just come in here with this letter Y and this star. And just do it just slightly closer than originally planned. Shouldn't be a problem. Again, we're just going to press down firmly. And we'll check, and if it's transferred, great. If it's not quite, press just a little more, one more time. Like so. Now this letter T seems to have a little spot that didn't quite transfer properly. So I'm just taking that piece of transfer material, setting it down, and pressing one more time. The only thing you really never want to do is you never ever want to press directly onto the vinyl because it can burn, and that's never good. Well, you guys, this is just super cute and super fun, and I love it. And I hope you've enjoyed this quick little video.